My name is Brittany. I am a quantum energy healer, and I help people move into the next stages of their ascension journeys. And so if you feel like that's you and you need some guidance on what steps to take next, you can schedule a call or a Zoom in my bio, and we will figure that out together. Okay, but for today, what we're doing is we are doing a Reiki and light language session that's going to be help healing our root chakra. So before we get into the Reiki and light language, oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you. So before we get into the Reiki and light language, I'm going to be doing like a mini workshop on manifesting money. Okay, because that is in direct line with our root chakra. Our root chakra is over safety and security. If we've had a lot of self-limiting beliefs that have been spoken over us, right, by our family, friends, society, parents, whomever, right, a lot of times those are housed in our root chakra. So working with this chakra helps break apart a lot of that programming and crystalline energy that's in there. So here we go. And for everybody that's watching us on YouTube, I'm doing this at TikTok live, and I'm talking to the people in the comments, and so that's who I'm speaking to. What pronouns do you go by? I go by she, her, or they and them. Any of those are great. And thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's talk about money. So what comes up for people when you hear me say the word money? It can be a whole different assortment of things. It means different things for different people. So I would love to hear, you know, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word money? Okay, and I'm going to give everybody a second to put in the comments, and I'll read some of them. Anxiety, security, stress, stress, lack, stress. Okay. I'm hearing a lot of things that are making us feel wonky. Stress. Okay, security. Worry, fear of not having what I need. Job. Okay, these are great. I know they don't feel great, but they are great. Oh, there we go. Okay, I don't know what happened there. All right, bills, budget, bills. Okay, I want everybody to see that this is normal, that a lot of us feel this way, right? When we hear about money, okay? Flowing or not flowing. I think it also depends on what frequency we're in. Sometimes it feels great, and then other times it's not feeling so great, right? Fear, yes. Okay, so this is what's happening. We have associated these negative things with money, right? Control, that's another one. Thank you. Thank you for everybody for sharing. So we have associated and made neural networking patterns in our brain that money equals stress, right? So let's talk about the things that money will bring us. Like if we had $1 million in the bank, let's share some things. How would we feel? Okay. So I'll give everybody a chance to put the things in, and then I'll read them. So if you had $1 million, we're envisioning what is that going to allow you to do or create space for you to do? How is that going to make you feel, right? Okay, so we have relief, relaxed, stable, safe, love it, comfortable, that one's great, okay, stability, good, freedom, peace, love it, helping others, that's great too, a overflow of abundance, right, happy, love it, financial freedom, help others, peace. Okay, thank you for sharing, everybody. Thank you. Okay, so do we see how there are contradictory statements going on here? There is money makes me afraid, and money equals all these negative things. But then on the other hand, if I had it, it would make me feel this way, right? And so we are kind of living in the vibrations of the negativity, but then at the same time asking it to come in. So what we're actually manifesting is the things that we're afraid of. We're manifesting stress, anxiety, fear, right? Control, all of these things that we don't want, because when we think about money, we're thinking about the negative. And so that's what we're getting more of, right? And that's not your fault. That's nobody's fault, okay? Because there's a lot of things that go on in the back end about self-limiting beliefs that we've been taught, or, you know, listening to a lot of lack in social media and things like that, okay, or like society, okay, It's not your fault, all right? It is our responsibility, though, to heal those things. I know everybody knows that in spirituality, right? Okay. So I'm going to give everybody a very practical tip to help you break apart this neural networking pattern that you have going on. Okay. So I want everybody to think about something that is super fun, that you love doing, an activity that just gives you so much bliss and so much joy, but this is something that you can do in your everyday life. Okay. So for me, like, I don't want to give too many examples because I don't want to overlay on people's like examples, but like I like dancing. Like dancing is super fun to me. People in here already know me, they know I love EDM music. Okay, so swimming, that's great. Dancing in the rain, crafting, beautiful. Going out in nature, great. Listening to music, beautiful. Camping with family, oh, that's fun. Okay, so fun things that we're doing on an everyday basis, and maybe not every day, but things we can do in our everyday life, right? Teaching holistic healing. Oh, that's great. Teaching others, making candles, walking, dancing is my sole purpose. I love that. Being with my doggo, music, the beach. These are great. Okay, so I wanted to give examples that are things that we can do in our everyday instead of putting it off of like, oh, well, I feel bliss when I'm on vacation. We can't always be on vacation. Okay, and maybe we'll get to that enlightenment stage where everything's a vacation, but we're talking like real world stuff right now. So, photography, interior design, dancing. Yes, okay. So, when we are thinking about money, we're instantly going to the negative things of lack, insecurity, fear. Okay, so we have to break that apart, like I said, and this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so especially if you have ADHD, right? When you are going into a negative spiral, like a negative thought hole where you're just like thinking about money and then all of a sudden your mood is just like completely gone, good mood all the way gone, and now you're anxious and your fight or flight is on, and now you're, you know, just going steadily downhill. It is very difficult to remember the things that bring you joy. It literally feels like you will never get out of that pit, and sometimes the only thing you can do to get out of it is go to sleep. And that's a beautiful thing I heard from Abraham Hicks, like sometimes you just got to go to sleep and reset the next day. But we don't want to have consecutive days like that, right? And so that happens to me too. Like when I'm stressed and anxious and in fight or flight, I'm like, there's nothing ever going to be fun ever again. Okay, so I recommend this. So what we need to do is we need to write a list of 10 things that make us happy that we can do in our everyday life. Okay, it can be literally whatever you want to put on there. Okay, but something that you can do in a 10-minute slot, like something that's not going to take all day, looking at art on Instagram, listening to EDM music, and listening to Abraham Hicks. Okay, so these are all very easy peasy things, right? Oh, I did this today, like you said. Oh, good, Lori, I'm so glad. Okay, so if you have ADHD, we have to put this somewhere that you're going to see it. Because if you don't see it, it's not there. It's not even real. Okay? Like, we cannot stick this in a notebook and just leave it wherever. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it on our bathroom mirror, or we're going to put it on our front door. And so we're always seeing it. And every couple weeks, you got to move it, because we don't even see it anymore because of like object permanence, and like our subconscious gets used to seeing it, so we got to move it around. Okay, when you are feeling yucky, especially about money, okay, we're going to go to the list and we're going to say, what can I do on this list right now? And if you have ADHD, you know your energy goes up and down every day. Like sometimes we have like tons of energy, and then sometimes we're just like barely pulling through. Okay. That's what the beauty of the list is because sometimes I don't have energy for all of this. Sometimes I don't have the energy to get up and dance, but I do have the energy to sit on the couch and listen to Abraham Hicks. Okay. And so this will remind you like, oh wait, we do have things that will pull us out of this funk. Okay. So now this is the second part to this. After you do this activity and you feel that your vibration and your frequency has raised, because you will, it doesn't feel like you will in the moment because you're, you know, down in like sadness hole, but after you do these things, you will feel better. even if it's a little bit better, okay? So once you start feeling better, then start thinking about what you're trying to manifest or bring in. Because we're talking about Abraham Hicks. So she talks about how if wherever you leave something in a frequency, you'll pick it back up there. So if you're thinking about money and you're like anxious, stress, all this yucky stuff, when you start thinking about money again, that's exactly where you'll pick it back up. And so with this here, what we are doing is we are rewiring our neural networking, and we are telling ourselves that money equals bliss and happiness and satisfaction and expressing ourselves and doing something that we enjoy. Okay? And I know that sounds like very simplistic, but sometimes simple is the answer. And I'm not saying this is like an overnight fix, right? It's going to take practice. And I know some people might be like, well, how am I supposed to do this at work? This is not for all the time. This is when you have time to do it. And it takes practice. So when you're at home, right? Or maybe you put this in your car, right? And you start feeling yucky about money specifically, we do one of these activities and then we come back to it. And we say, okay, well, how am I feeling about money now? What happens when you consistently do this is then you start actually living and breathing that money equals happiness, and it equals joy, and it equals peace and serenity, and it equals soul expression, and it means I'm happy. And we stop going to the negative all the time. And then your subconscious, you're changing out your perceptual lenses, and now your subconscious is looking to affirm those things in your outer reality. So it'll be like, oh, you like to be happy, you like joy, you like peace, you like serenity. I will bring you more of that. And it will start to show you things in your outer experience, not just with money, with everything. It's not about the money. Money is just an energy form that allows us to live an amplified life. It's not about the tangibility of it. It's not about the dollar bills. It's not about the coins. Money can either be a negative energy or it can be a positive energy that comes to you. But what we're doing is latching on to the negative instead of latching on to opportunity, new experiences, happiness, bliss, serenity. And so sometimes it's like, well, how do I do that if I don't have it? Right? Like, how do I know how I will feel when I have $1 million in the bank? Okay? It's not about the money. It's literally about the feelings and the emotions, not about the money. Can you feel joyful by playing with your dogs? Can you feel joyful by getting up and dancing or doing yoga or whatever the things are? Then you already know what it feels like. You literally already know what it feels like to have $1 million in the bank. It's the exact same feeling. Money can either be your enemy or money can be your friend. Right? It's not a person that's trying to attack you and make you feel bad, right? We have to treat money like a relationship in our life. Like, are we trying to invite money in? Are we thinking that they're, awesome and fun and we want to do things with them and they help us, have an even better amplified, enhanced life? Yes. And so when we have tangible tools like this to help us traverse those frequencies over, right? And saying like, okay, and you don't even have to do these physical activities. You'll get to a point where when you're starting to have a yucky day and thinking about money, you can etherically start thinking about what it feels like to be coloring in your living room with your kids, or what it feels like to dance, or what it feels like to do whatever, right? Then when we're starting that forward momentum into joy and happiness and peace and serenity, then we start thinking about money. Somebody said barbecue. So then we start thinking about money. We have to lift our vibration and frequency up and then start thinking about it, right? Because if we're thinking about it from negativity, that's where it's going to live and breathe in. So let's do something to lift us up, then come back to it. It's not doing you any good to sit in anxiety land and just be ruminating. And I know sometimes it feels difficult to get out of those things. That's why we're going to do something completely different. We're going to say, I don't have money problems right now. You know what I'm going to do? This is something I'm going to tell everybody that has helped me significantly, okay? So it's about receiving for feeling and never the physical manifestation. Yes. And then we're going to talk about the quantum realm a little bit and how we're not going to manifest. Okay. So something that has helped me is when I'm getting in these funky states, I say, we're going to take a pause. We're going to take a pause, and I'm going to detach from Brittany. That's me, for anybody that doesn't know. Brittany. I am detaching from that. I'm detaching from my job. I'm detaching from my bills. I'm detaching from my kid, even though, I love him dearly, and I'm not saying permanently, but we're just detaching from our life stressors, and I'm going to be a soul that has no physical attachment to this plane, okay? And I'm going to go enjoy something. I'm going to be a soul that's enjoying coloring right now, and I don't have any worries in the world because I have no attachments. Who is that? Those aren't my things. That's not my life. And if you already have issues with disassociating, maybe this is not for you, okay? I'm not a doctor or a licensed therapist. Okay, so we need to use our discernment and our intuition here. Okay, but if you are grounded in your reality, okay, for 10 minutes, we can say, I am a soul who's going to experience this right now. I have nothing to worry about. If you can do that for 10 minutes and go do one of these things, when you come back to money to think about it, it will be completely different. You will say, I feel so much better, and I'm looking through different lenses now. I can see that there are windows of opportunities for me and new experiences, and money means joy and happiness and serenity, just like I'm feeling with this, right? The more you do that, it takes practice. The more you do it, the more solid it gets in your reality. And it's easier to get out of those states, and you get out of them a lot faster. And then you start seeing more things in your outer reality that bring you more joy and happiness and fulfillment. I actually did this over the weekend, and an amazing opportunity came my way. Yes. This literally happened to me the other day. I was stressed about money because I have also had a lot of things to overcome with lack mentality and self-limiting beliefs. And I said, I'm detaching from this right now. I am going to detach. I am going to say, you know what? I am going to go enjoy this lunch I'm about to have with my friend and my son. And I don't have any of those stressors. And then I wrote in my notebook, I said, because I'm friends with dolphins, I said, dolphins, I would love if you brought me an opportunity that I wasn't expecting. Thank you so much. I love y'all. You're so fun and vibrant. And I was just thinking about the dolphins and detaching from my stress. When I went to lunch, my friend handed me $500 as a gift. I had no idea. And it really does start to mirror out into your outer reality when you can detach a little bit. Okay, and this is like a tangible way for you to do it. Now we're going to talk about the quantum realm. Okay, so let me get some water here. So when we, thank you. So when we are, and thank you to my dolphin friends for helping me. So when we are manifesting in the 3D reality, okay, in our physical scape, we are using a lot of divine masculine energy. We are hustle, grind, make it happen, push. That works. That is how I have functioned most of my life. I'm a very A-type personality, and I like make stuff happen, right? Like I'll do it either way. Like it's gonna happen, whatever it is, okay? However, that's exhausting. It's very, very exhausting, and it takes a long time. It just does. Okay, it takes a long time for those manifestations to actualize into physical reality. Now, when we are working on the quantum realm, the quantum realm is where you go when you are deep in meditation, when you are detaching, like these activities. Okay, so the quantum realm, the physics don't work the same there. That is divine feminine energy. That is when we are attracting things to us. Opportunities, experiences, things that were not on our radar, right? When people say like, I don't know how it happened, it just did, or like, I wasn't expecting that or anticipating that, that's the quantum realm. Because when you are trying to manifest on a 3D level, you are pulling from past experiences of things that have happened in life and predicting your future. And saying, well, I have to work for 30 years to pay off all my bills, and it's going to take me working 9 to 5 days a week for however long, 20 years. Okay? That's the 3D way of manifesting. And when you're manifesting like that, you're already putting out in the future that it's going to take you that long, 20 years. When you are in the quantum realm and you are detaching and you are leaving room for anything and everything to happen, and you are tapping into your vibrational, emotional states and saying, I want more joy, peace, serenity, and not even want more, that's me right now. I am feeling joy, peace, serenity, happiness, freedom, choice, and we know how to feel that because we felt it before. Think about something in your life that has brought you those things when you're in meditation. So we're sitting there and we're like, I love my dogs so much. My dogs bring me so much happiness. They're so funny. I love petting them. They're always wagging their tails. They're silly, goofy. I'm in a great mood right now just from doing that. So when we reach that level, now we're thinking about our manifestation. It's not even a manifestation. We're taking manifestation out of it. Manifesting means that you're putting it off to the future. It means that you are wanting something that you are pushing further away from you. And I'm not dogging on manifesting, okay? What we need to do is live and breathe the experience right now. Because manifesting works, but it takes a long time. Not always, but for the most part, it takes a long time. When you live and breathe the feelings and the emotions of what that thing will bring you, and you live it right this second, it collapses the timelines. And then you're literally bringing it to you right now. Like it really starts to show you experiences and outcomes. That's what synchronicities are. Synchronicities are the universe saying, like, you're doing a good job, keep on going, like, it's close, here we go, right? But then we let our self-limiting beliefs and things catch us up, right? So when the quantum realm, when we are living and breathing what we want, now is how we collapse it faster. That money, specifically, money equals trust as an energy form. Okay, so when we are in the quantum realm, like in meditation, and we're feeling trust, what does trust feel like? Trust feels like, I know my son is going to be there when I wake up every day. Like, that's an example for me, okay? Like, for me, that's not your example, right? But I know my son is going to be there every single day when I wake up. That is trust. I have to have the same exact feelings of money, that it's going to be there. A huge hug, I love that. Weightlessness, great. Safety. Like, that's the emotions that we need to feel when we're thinking about money. That it's always there for us. When you're in the quantum realm and you're really embodying how you feel about money on a positive aspect, like it's there. You're there with it. This is what Abraham Hicks talks about with the vortex. Like the other day I was sitting there and I was in a ocean of abundance and prosperity. It wasn't something I was trying to manifest. It was real. It is real. I was there. I felt it. Now, the more I do it, the easier it is to feel it. I don't have to go into deep states of meditation to get there anymore. I can literally feel my self-limiting beliefs coming on and saying like, well, what about this? And what about that? And how are you going to do this? And how are you going to do that? And I'm like, no. We are in the ocean of prosperity and abundance. And when my self-limiting beliefs say, no, you're not. No, you're not. You don't have $1 million in your bank account. I say, let's take a pause and think about something that brings me the feelings of $1 million in the bank. Dang, this coffee that I drank today, it is delicious. That makes me so happy. Let me think about my son. He brings me so much laughter and joy, and we have such good times together. And I love him so much. That's what $1 million in the bank feels like. Let me think about me standing by the pool and having access to a pool and just enjoying into life. That's what $1 million feels like in the bank. So let's do that now. What does $1 million feel like to you? What does that feel like? I know it's different for everybody, so I would love to read them. Hey V! So what would that feel like? We're not talking about, let's pick something in our life that already feels like $1 million. Sipping a good iced coffee with hazelnut and vanilla and coconut milk to me feels like $1 million. So what is that for everybody right now? Something that you're already living and breathing that experience. Sitting here watching this. Thank you, Lori. Okay, my family feels like $1 million. Yes, like love from your family and connection and community. That feels like $1 million. Okay, so I'll give everybody a second and then I'll read some more if anybody wants to share. So these are the things, laying in my hammock with the doggos. I love that. Yes. These are the things that we need to be thinking about when money, self-limiting beliefs come up in fear. My kids getting along. Yes, I love that. Okay, so any of these activities, we need to think about that. It shifts our frequency over, and now we can start thinking about money from a positive mindset. Well, I already know what $1 million feels like in the bank, because sleeping in and watching Disney movies all day with my kids, or even, not, you didn't say kids, but sleeping in and watching Disney movies all day, that feels like $1 million, so we know what that feels like. A day of quiet, sitting under my tree. I'm an iced coffee freak, yes, making content for fun. Those feel like $1 million. So when you start to feel yucky and like I don't have the money in the bank, it's not about the money. It's about the feeling and it's about the emotion. And we know what that feels like already. So these are the things that we're going to think about. And remember, when you're in your yucky, icky mood and you're like, nothing is ever going to be fun ever again and life is horrible, we're going to go look at our list. And we're going to do one of these. And we're going to feel better, and then we're going to come back to the money thing. And the more we do this, the easier it gets. Like, I have really been in some deep, dark holes about money, okay? But through doing things like this and continuing to practice, it's a muscle that you're building in your brain and your subconscious. I can now not have to go into 10, 15 minutes of meditation and be like, I'm not aligning with those thought patterns. I am not aligning with those limiting beliefs. I am not aligning with fear. What I am going to do is thinking about something that makes me feel like $1 million and then think about money. And every time I do that, my money stress goes away. And I'm not saying it goes away permanently, because life is life, but the easier it gets, or not the easier it gets, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And you can come out of it a lot quicker, right? And you're retraining your neural networking in your brain, like we talked about, that money equals good things instead of money equals yucky things. Okay. Oh, thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. And thank you, Mystical Beauty, about my hair. I appreciate it. Okay, so hopefully that helps. If anybody missed the first part of this, this is going to be up on my YouTube channel. There's a link in my bio that'll take you there. So we are going to do some Reiki and some light language for your root chakra and for not manifesting, working in the quantum realm. Okay, I really like I said, not to dog on manifesting because it works. Right? But manifesting sometimes is a lot about action and working in the 3D realms, when working in the quantum realm is more about feeling into your emotional state, and that's how we bring things in faster. Okay? Money equals bliss. I love that. Okay. So, let me get set up here. I also think it's really important to do mindset shifts, like psychology level things is what we just talked about, but then also coming in with energy healing and frequency healing. That is where like some real magic starts to happen, because we are human beings, but we're also energy beings, quantum beings, galactic etheric beings. Right? So it's important to have both sides of it. Okay. So we're going to be working with crystals, my plants. We're going to do a meditation together. We're going to work on your chakras and then do some light language as well. So if you'd like to stay for this portion, I would love to have you. And we're going to gear it towards, like I said, root chakra and our money beliefs. Okay. So we're going to do some cleansing and clearing. And the music we have on is for healing your root chakra as well. I was telling my hubby that this really helps. Yep. I love Reiki and light language myself. And then every time I do things like these, like workshops or, energy healings, it's doing this for me too. So this is Palo Santo. So for the cleansing and clearing, we are asking any of our fears, doubts, and worries to be washed out of our chakras, specifically our root chakra, our etheric and auric fields. So my hubby said this stuff is all made up. Everybody's on their own journey. Like, there was a point where if you had asked me 15 years ago, I'd be like, that's a bunch of that's not real stuff, right? And so like, you can't force anybody into this type of like healing. It's something that has to be felt on a soul level, and not everybody is on the same wavelength and frequency, right? Like, maybe they have a soul contract where they have, specific times in their lives when they wake up to things, and that's not something that we can necessarily push them into. We can be examples and hold space, but everybody's got to do things in their own time. I have kind of gotten, I used to try and convince people all the time. Not that that's what you're doing, but I used to try and like convince people and explain. I don't do that anymore. I just do me and vibe and say who's meant to find me will find me, and what's meant to find me will find me, and I'm not worried about it. Okay, so we are cleansing and clearing. Like, not everybody is going to agree with me on the quantum realm, and that's okay. You don't have to. I live and breathe that experience every day, but I can't teach somebody that, if that makes sense. Even though like some of the people are in here who are watching, maybe that's your first time hearing about quantum, the quantum realm or quantum healing, and some people would be like, that's baloney, and then other people would be like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds right in my soul, and like intuitively that sounds true, and then maybe that's the breadcrumb that you needed for the next stage of your journey, right? So we're all at different stages. Okay, so this is some incense here. Incense is really good for cleansing and clearing as well. All right. And then I'm going to give everybody a nice spritz here with my Florida water. It's also good for cleansing and clearing. And like I said, I have water going on in the background here because water is a really good amplifier and a cleanser and clearer. And so I've asked the water to help us on our healing journey here today. Okay. So this is Yarrow. This is a bundle that my friend Tracy sent to me, and it's really good for protection. And so what I'm going to do is ask the Yarrow to help build a protective layer around you and to help protect you from your own self-limiting beliefs. Okay, and also from like the consciousness of fear. You are not fear. What is happening is you are channeling the consciousness of fear. You can choose whether you align with that and let it into your energy body or not. You are not stress. You are not anxiety. You are experiencing that consciousness. And so I'm asking Yarrow to say like, hey, we have other states that we prefer. Okay, so if you want to accept the Yarrow, you can say, I accept. I'm gonna give it a good over me as well. Sometimes we gotta hold boundaries with our own mind, right? We think about boundaries with other people, but oftentimes it's like with self. Okay. Thank you. All right, so we are going to work with some grounding crystals before we get in the higher etherical crystals, so we feel nice and in our bodies. So the first one, this is black kyanite, and so this helps us with our earth star chakra. And so what we're going to do with this is ask our root chakra to ground into the heart of Mother Gaia, because she's going to help us transmute any of those like stress hormones that we're feeling, or like fight or flight, or worries about money. And so when you start to feel these things come on in your day-to-day experience, I want you to consciously think about you having roots like a tree going into Mother Gaia and asking her to help you transmute them and to help you remember all the things that you heard today. Okay. And thank you for all the likes, everybody. Helps more people be able to come and enjoy. The more people that we have in the healing space, what is the word that she's trying to get me to say? The stronger the energy gets. I accept Mother Gaia's help. Yes, we love Mother Gaia. We're gonna come in with some moonkite jaspers. So moonkite jasper or jaspers are great for grounding, and they're also great to help harmonize and balance your root chakra and make you feel very safe and secure and protected by the divine. So this is Dragon's Blood Jasper. So this is a crystal from Australia, and it helps us with our chi, our kundalini energy, right? And so you do this clearing, I feel tingles in my spine and my arm. That's great. That's the Reiki coming in and moving, sucking stagnant energy out of your energy field. So Dragon's Blood Jasper, this is, like I said, great for our chi, our personal energy. It helps with us really feeling into our emotions and amplifying them. I know sometimes we don't like to feel the more negative emotions like anger, sadness, frustration, but Crystal told me to remind everybody, if you're suppressing your emotions instead of feeling them, they get stuck in your body, and that's where the stuck and stagnant energy comes from, like the crystalline hardened energy. It's like when you're stressed all the time, it literally makes you physically sick and spiritually sick and emotionally and mentally sick, right? And so we have to feel our emotions in order for them to move through us, even the ones that we deem icky. Okay, so if we are moving those things out of us, then it creates more room and space for the other emotions to come in, like bliss and joy and serenity and peace, because those are also emotions, but we have to move the heavy, denser ones out first in order to have those come in. Oh, I have one with my music. One moment. Well, maybe we'll come back on in a second. There we go. Sometimes when we are on a spiritual path and we have been in some like really deep, dark places, we don't want to feel our emotions because we're like, oh, I don't want to go back there to those, energetic spaces. If you're feeling that way, or that's resonating with you, I just made 2 videos about that on my main page about how to work through that fear. But you're not going to go back to those spaces and those places because you're a new consciousness form. You have evolved out of those spaces. You have the tools and the resources and the support to help you move through them. Oh, thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Oh, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. Okay, so we are going to work with some Himalayan salt here. Himalayan salt is a detoxifier. It also helps draw things out. Okay, so we're going to ask it to help draw our emotions, those like heavier, denser ones that we're feeling, so we can let new, fresh ones come in. You said, I feel light as a feather. Great. So if you want to accept this, you can say, I accept. I'm focusing it primarily in your sacral chakra, because your sacral chakra is where our emotions are housed in our relationship to self, relationships to others, relationships to money. Our self-limiting beliefs about money are housed in our root chakra, but our relationship to money is in our sacral chakra. Oh, Laura, you can ask the Reiki and the light language to help with your headache. I can have all the intentions with Reiki and light language to do what I ask or intend for it to do, but it's going to help you with what you need. So it can even help with physical things, sleep, like whatever it is. You can ask like as a side thing, like, can you help me with this? And the full moon is coming up, and so there's going to be a lot of emotions. Just a reminder, going to bring a lot of emotions to the surface. And so the more we sit with them for a couple minutes, and we say, I'm going to sit with you, emotion, while we feel this, and I'm going to be here for you. When we're done feeling it, the easier that they can move through you. Emotions just want to be seen, heard, and validated. When we do that for them, a lot of times they're like, okay, I'm good now. All right. So we are going to do a little meditation not a little meditation, but we're going to do a meditation together. And it's from my unicorn deck, and it's going to be about prosperity and abundance. Because prosperity and abundance, like money at the end of the day, helps us amplify life. It helps us amplify our experiences and what we're able to do. So it's about expressing ourselves and expressing our soul at a greater capacity. All right, so the card that we have, and if you are driving or you're not in a place where you can sit down and be in a meditative state, that's okay. You can listen and receive. I just want to say, if you want to close your eyes and get into that meditative state, you can do that too. All right, so the card we have here is Soul Satisfaction. And I'm going to read everybody this, and then we'll do the little meditation part. Okay. Honor your uniqueness. Do what makes you feel good. This is a card of self-discovery. Your soul is unique and special. For thousands of years, you have been on your own individual journey and developed your gifts and qualities. You are naturally drawn to do the things that make you feel good. You may derive soul satisfaction from gardening, for example, or singing or writing. You may express your soul through playing sport, composing music, flying a plane, or designing a house. In the golden era of Atlantis, a baby's aura was examined to discover the talents of its souls. Then the child was encouraged to do what it loved and was good at. This meant it felt confident and satisfied at a deep level. Currently, you have to discover your gifts for yourself, so your unicorn guidance is to look within. If you cannot find your gifts, be aware that your unicorn knows what they are. Ask it to bring them forward. It will help reveal the individual magic of your destiny so that the sun can shine in your life. However, little time you have for yourself, create space to do more of what you truly enjoy. Express your soul. When you do so, the universe brings forward new possibilities. We have our beautiful rainbow here, which is about prosperity and abundance. Okay, so this is what we were talking about before we start with the meditation. When we are taking time to do the things that we really enjoy to do, even though that seems like, how is that going to help me with my money? Right? But when we are taking time to raise our vibration, our frequency, and be happy and feel those feelings that we want money to bring to us, like peace, serenity, calm, joy, doing things like this will do more for you and your money than sitting there trying to stress and make things happen, because that takes a long time. When you already embody the feelings of what $1 million feels like in the bank, then you are quantum healing and quantumly bringing things to you. And so this is where we're making the shift from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. Okay? He said, I was tending to my spider plant. That's very sweet. Okay, so we are going to do the meditation now, okay? Find your... Oh, hold on. Let's get past that. Okay, so the questions we have for ourselves. When you were a child, what were you good at? What did you want to do when you grew up? What do you enjoy doing? How can you do more of this now? So that is why we're making our lists, because it helps remind us of the things we liked as children. Look, I even decorated it, like all fun, whimsical. And I actually put this over a picture of myself as a small child, and I was like really happy in the picture. I put this above the picture in my bathroom. And so I would remember to come at this with a very childlike sense of like wonderment, right? Okay. Okay, we're gonna do our meditation. Okay, I'm gonna have everyone take a deep breath in through your nose, and then breathe out through your mouth. And we're going to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more time, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Close your eyes and invoke your unicorn. And your unicorn can look however you want them to look. Tell it you wish to find true soul satisfaction. So the feelings and the emotions that we were talking about before, feeling bliss, excitement, peace, serenity, joy, all of these are very satisfying for our soul, because this is our natural state of existing. Ask it to touch your forehead with its horn of light. So in your mind, what color is your unicorn's light? Sense your third eye opening up. It is opening up, it is expanding to receive all of this beautiful light energy that Source and our unicorn friend has for us. The flow of abundance and prosperity, which is all of the emotions that we are envisioning. Trust that your soul gifts are being brought forward. All of your beautiful gifts, abilities, even if you aren't clear on what they are yet, they are there. Your unicorn is going to help you discover them. Thank your unicorn. And our affirmation to close the meditation is, I am satisfied at a deep soul level. I am satisfied at a deep soul level. I am satisfied at a deep soul level. And we're all going to take a big breath in to help breathe this into our energy body. Okay. How did everybody feel with the meditation and with your unicorn friend coming in? Help you breathe all of these beautiful emotions and frequencies in, all of these fun, whimsical, magical vibrations. Enlightening. Yay! That's a good one. Okay, I'll read some more and then we'll go ahead and I've got a couple more crystals and my plant friend here as well. I feel peace. Yay, yay. Okay, awesome, awesome. That is what $1 million feels like. That is what peace and serenity feels like. That is what elation feels like. That is what magic feels like. That is what whimsy feels like. I opened my eyes and saw the colors I saw around my unicorn. Oh, enchanted. Beautiful. I love these. This is what $1 million feels like. Not even $1 million, maybe it's $100 million, whatever that is for you, okay? It's not actually about the tangible amounts. It is about the feeling. We are bringing more of that to us, right? And if that's money, great. But there's other things that life has to offer too that give us those same feelings. It doesn't always have to be money, right? But that's just what we're focusing on today. So we are going to, these are my bamboo friends. This is Bambussy and Bamboosy, my son named them. So bamboo are representative of luck in many cultures and prosperity and abundance. And so we are asking them to amplify those feelings for us. So if you want to accept their energy healing, you can say, I accept. And so I'm amplifying that with the Reiki energy. Yeah, my son. he's hilarious. All my plants really enjoy the Reiki and light language. It helps them thrive as well. All right, thank you. They're very funny little plants. I was only gonna get one at the store, right? And then my son was like, well, you can't just get one, it needs a friend. And so I was like, you know what, you're right. Okay, so we have a couple more crystal friends here. Oh, thank you for the rose. That was very sweet. Thank you. Okay, so we have, this is green moss agate. So green moss agate is a growth and transformation stone. And so we're asking our great emotions that we were feeling earlier, we're asking it to help amplify those, right? And help really infuse those into our energy body, Okay, and these can also help you connect with nature spirits, and it's really good to put in with your plants. It helps them as well. Oh, you're wearing a green moss agate? That's awesome. I love, love it. It has a very like earthy vibration, but also very like magical at the same time. Y'all might hear my pug snoring in the background back here. The Reiki makes him sleepy. Okay, so next we're going to work with, this is blue apatite. So it is a vision stone, and so this helps us see into our most optimal timelines and helps us shift into them, right? And so this is us feeling those elated emotions that we were expressing earlier, us like fully stepping onto that and staying on it for longer periods of time, right? And like I said before, like, I'm not saying that we can always be in those elated states, because part of life is contrast, but this can help us stay in them for longer. Oh, it is my hair color. It's a vibe. Oh, thank you for all the likes, everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, blue apatite's really good for your crown and your third eye chakra too, for helping you with your psychic abilities and your spiritual gifts and things of that nature. Okay. So somebody's spirit guide in here or mine maybe was saying that if you feel stuck or stagnant right now and you're stressed, okay, and you need some new energy, some new freshness, right, or some like pick me up, clean your space. Like, I'm gonna do that when I get off of here. I'm going to clean my home, because it allows more space for new energy to come in and clarity. Like, if you have a cluttered up home space, your space is a external energy form of yourself. Like, it's a part of your energy body, because you're constantly infusing your energy into it. Like, it's literally in the walls. Like, your home is a part of you. And so when it's like cluttered up, it causes a cluttered mind and a cluttered spirit. And this is not a judgment thing, because my car be real messy sometimes, okay? But I can tell when my mental state is not doing as well, because my home gets kind of discluttery, and my car as well. And so when I clean it up, I get psychic clarity for downloads. It's not just about like the physical clarity of things. It's okay, I'm not worrying about how messy my house is. I can receive more downloads, because I'm not thinking about all of the stuff around me, like, oh, I need to do the dishes, I need to do the laundry, all these things. And so I don't know if it was my spirit guide or somebody else's in here said, let's take some time to clear some space physically and on a spiritual and emotional level, right? And that will get us feeling a little bit better as well. Okay, so this is clear quartz. Clear quartz is also an amplifier. And so we're going to ask it to help amplify all of the healings that we have done today and all these beautiful energies. So if you want to accept that, you can say, I accept. Hey Ray, hello. So everybody should go follow my friend Ray here. Good Day with Ray. She just popped in. She's my friend and business partner. We have this great community. It's called Journey to Awakening with Brittany and Ray. And there's a link in both of our profiles. We would love to have you. It's a beautiful community, our family. We're pouring like tons of resources in there. You can practice your spiritual gifts on other people. It's a very safe space. And so we would love to have you in the community. And Ray is another beautiful spiritual mentor, spiritual coach, lovely, magical being. Yes, Ray said we would love to have you in there. Yes, 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 yes. So we're amplifying all of those beautiful feelings. And like I said, if you weren't here for the whole thing, I did a workshop about money at the beginning of this, and so it'll be up on my YouTube channel. There's a link in my bio if you want to watch the replay. It'll be up probably later this evening. Remember, we are creating our list, okay, of 10 things that we can do in our everyday experience that take us 10 minutes. This is not like a 57-step process list. This is something like, hey, I need to take a break from my human experience right now, and as a soul, go and experience this and have fun and get out of those vibrations and lift myself up, right? So something we can do very easily, because when we're in icky, yucky moods, we do not remember what fun is or what that even looks like. Like, what is fun? So now we have a reference point, right, to go to, okay? If you, like I said, this will be up on YouTube. If you are on a spiritual path right now and you are ready to move into your next stage of your ascension, and you need a guide to show you the next steps or help you see the next steps, I do have a coaching program or healing sessions that I do offer. There is a link in my bio for both of them, and if you want to talk about it, about what you have going on, your journey, and where you want to get to, right? You can schedule a call or a Zoom. They're complimentary if you want, and we will talk about how I can help you, or how we can help each other. Oh, yay! 111 likes. Yes. Oh, thank you, V. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I do work with Akashic Records, soul contracts. I do vow clearing. I work with Reiki and light language and people's spirit guides and their higher selves. So it's really dependent on where you're at on your journey and what, you need support with. It's different for everybody. So if you aren't sure, or even if you are sure, like I said, you can schedule a call. The name of the group is, oh, thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. The name of the group is Journey to Awakening with Brittany and Ray. If you don't want to have to go searching for it, you can just go to our bios up there and it'll take you straight there. There's a little button that says Facebook community. I also have a Patreon if anybody would like to join that community as well. We do a lot of fun things. We do meditations, we do Reiki and light language, we do workshops, oracle cards, lots of fun things. So I would love to have you there as well. I just ordered Akashic Tarot cards today. Yay! We love the Akashic Records. They are a beautiful, beautiful healing modality. I'm totally about the Akashic Records. So that'll be a fun journey for you. For anybody that was not in here earlier, I've been working with her since March, and my perceptions have shifted so much. Oh, thank you, Lori. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. If anybody was not in here earlier, Akashic Tarot cards, that sounds awesome, right? They do sound really fun. So if anybody wasn't in here earlier, this is my new friends, my new slug friends. Okay, anybody that has like ADHD or likes ASMR, I found this at Target, and it just does something for my brain. Like, I love it. Like, how fun is that? It like itches like a scratch in my brain. I was like, I'm gonna get him to like do some ASMR stuff in my other Reiki lives. Okay, so they've been on my mind. I'm so excited. Yes, yes. Let me. Okay. I followed you, so if you do any content on the Akashic Record cards, let me know, because I would love to watch that. Okay, hopefully this helped everyone. Like I said, remember to make your list, okay? If you need somebody to hold you accountable on it, because accountability is key, especially if you have ADHD. because we'd be forgetting things. If you want to send me your list, I would love to see it. I would love to see what you put on it. You can send me an Instagram message. It's Soulharmonymagic. There is a link in my bio. It'll take you straight there. Send me a picture of your list. I will give you a big round of applause. Because sometimes we need people holding us accountable to stuff. So if you want to send me a picture, I would love to see it. And maybe I'll add some of your things on my list, or you can add some of my things on your list. Thank you for the roses. Hey Shayna, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. How is everybody feeling after the Reiki and the light language? Do you feel like that kind of helps center you? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the wishing bottle. I appreciate that. For everybody watching those on YouTube, people are sending me but they're sending me gifts. You can't see them on your side. But I appreciate that very much. Lucy, hey, you said you feel light. That's great. Great. I feel much better. Thank you. You're very welcome. Very welcome. I'm glad I can help center everyone. Centered and calm. Good. That is my intention, that everybody feels nice and calm and relaxed from the Reiki. I had done this last week and I cried like a river. That's good. Crying is good. I used to say I don't have time to cry, or crying is not showing strength. You have to bear down and grit through. And I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, please, I would love to cry. Like, let's do a good cry, because sometimes it's the only way that you can have an energetic release. Like that will do a lot for you. Like, sitting down and having a good cry for 10 minutes is very therapeutic and very healing. Very healing. I was in the chiropractor earlier, and I was like deep into meditation, like with my head on the wall, waiting for my, appointment time. And I started crying, and I was trying to like hold it back, but I was like, you know what? I need that right now. It is what it is. Who cares? If people see me crying in the chiropractor, I do not care. I would rather feel better. Okay, thank you everyone. Like I said, this will be up on YouTube. I hope you have a wonderful day. I might be back on later to do EDM Reiki. We'll see. I'm gonna go clean my house and then see how we feel about it. If I do get back on, join the Facebook community. We were talking about Journey to Awakening with Brittany and Ray. I usually let people know before I'm gonna go live in there, and Ray does too. She'll let people know. Also, if you're working on, I know I keep saying things, but if you're working on confidence and self-esteem, Ray and I just did a 2-part workshop on confidence and boosting self-esteem, and they're in the Facebook community, so the replays are up there. Okay, I sent my request to join the group. Great. When I get off of here, I'll let you into the group, or approve you in the group, or Ray will do it, one or the other. And we're glad to have you. We're building like a great community there. Okay, everybody, have a lovely day, and then I will see some of you later. Bye.